Throw your hands up in the air and wave them around like you just don't care. And if you like fish and grits and all the pimp shit, everybody in the room say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, we're back on the Mind Behind the Curtain again for part 2 of this episode with Tabitha Alice. And I think we're just gonna call this the Tabitha and Alice segment.
Experience.
Because we're going to have you back. Because
absolutely.
It's been a lot of fun talking to you. And man, we're getting all this information. So let's continue talking about your experience on set. So you had this, I guess, I don't want to say, conflict or whatever. It was just an experience you had with this work or this wrangler on set. And you left off saying that, you got a warning, but it wasn't an official warning. Wasn't an official warning, nope. Right?
Yeah, it was personal.
Well, this is something that we talked about, and I said, when she comes onto set, she has a presence, bro. And she's beautiful, she's fit, and there's two things on each side of the spectrum, right? They see a beautiful girl, and she becomes a target because she's like, okay, we got to put her on front of camera, we got to do this. Or they're like jealous, and then they're like, oh, let's just, let's see how much she can take.
Right.
And they put all this pressure on you. Or
maybe the other people are scared that she'll get an upgrade somewhere in the...
Yeah, and there's a jealousy and all that, man, of course. And it's very competitive like that.
And I was being put on camera constantly. I was always being put beside the actors. Yeah. And
that's what it is.
So I get that whole jealousy aspect for sure. And I could even... There's a couple of people that I would say were the ones that I could pinpoint as the tattlers in the group. You can always tell a couple of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, and that's the thing in terms of film. I know we're going off on topic, but we are all together in this. And like whenever I see somebody getting the special treatment and getting camera time and all this stuff, and he is just a background person, right? I encourage that. I'm like, hey. And I want to support that.
Even if I'm
that. And even if I'm a background guy, hey, they're focusing on you. Hey, let's get her going. Let's get her, because ultimately it's going to make the show better. And it's going to give more value to what the person is filming or whatever the cameraman sees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on screen it looks amazing. Yeah. And why not?
Why not?
Instead of like trying to push that person to the side and it's because of jealousy and all this. No, man, encourage it.
Yeah.
Because, you never know where that person might lead in a month from now, You might get a lead, and I hope you do get a lead in something,
too.
Or like reoccurring role.
Me too,
and I feel the energy manifesting towards that, you know what I mean?
Well, this is my life too. Like, I put my money, my heart, my soul, I've sacrificed so much to be here. Like, being a broke artist is not an easy life.
No.
I'm not being able to go and like see my parents because I can't afford a ticket. It's possibly the last Christmas I would have been able to see my dad because he then had a stroke. Like there's certain things you give up in life to pursue your dreams. Mm-hmm. But then when you're pursuing them and you're on set and these protocols come in here that you absolutely know with your entire being and fiber that it's bullshit. And then you speak up about it. Here's the thing that also got attention put on me is they made us do mouthwash.
Ooh.
Every day.
Right.
Before going on to set. So if you imagine, we don't go on to set as background just once a day. So we probably go back and forth from set to background holding a good, I would say, 10 to 20 times per day, around there. Mm-hmm. So you're taking mouthwash, you're using it in your mouth, it's getting absorbed, right? So they didn't have scope. They just had this bottle with stuff in it and the ingredients. And I just looked at the ingredients. Yeah, I don't even know what it was. I looked at the ingredients and there was about 3 I could not pronounce. And I was like,
wait a minute.
I'm putting this in my body? What? And so I looked them up. And there was 3 or 4 that I just looked it up and put side effects. And the side effects were like breathing problems, reproductive system issues, bone growth where your bones should not be growing, damaging and weakening of the bones.
Yeah.
So I went to the girl handing them out and I said, did you know that these are essentially killing us? Like every time we take this, it's poison. She goes, oh, like they don't even know what they're giving
Yeah.
us,
They
right?
don't.
They have no idea. So then she said that she had to tell the coordinator, the background coordinator. He then had to tell production manager, and then it trickled down, and then my agent told me that he had been getting emails about me.
Oh,
But he didn't
wow.
tell me anything because he was like, "Oh, I think it's just gonna go
Yeah,
away."
yeah, and she can handle it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't go away. So they took me into the stairwell, told me that people were afraid of me, and then essentially saying they're going to let me go. At the time, I still had a week left on that
Yeah, that production. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just today, and then they'll let it go because everybody has been talking out about it. Probably could be because I was starting it. I don't know. But, I was definitely not silent, because nor should you be, because it's in our Bill of Rights.
That's right.
So then they started to say, can you please collect your things, blah, blah, blah. So I did. Nobody was around me. I collected them, and I went home, and I called my agent right away. He said, do you want to keep your job? I said, absolutely. I want to work here. I just need to be able to express myself in speaking about how I feel about these things. He said, okay, well, write me an email. In the email, say you're sorry, say you'll follow the rules, say you won't speak out about it at work, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. So I swallowed a bit of my pride, and I wrote the email, and then they wrote back and saying, thank you, heartfelt about the email, but we're not going to ask her back. And probably that casting director, who my agent said such great things about, won't ask me back on any production. I'm probably blacklisted there, which is like...
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not, because I mean, a lot of these restrictions eventually will be minimized and they will go away. You follow the trends of China, you see the things that are happening in every other countries that are already have dealt with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it may take some time for us, but we're in it for another 3 months easy. We approached the third lockdown.
At least.
Yeah, we got 2 more lockdowns to go because everybody's following 5 lockdowns. So it's part of the script.
We've had 3 lockdowns already?
Technically,
Yeah,
we're on the third
right
lockdown.
now.
Yeah, technically. But they're not going to say that to us. They're
us.
saying this is the second wave. See, they're using certain words, terms like rollout. What is the other one? The movable middle.
Yeah.
Like the movable middle is the term that they're, flattening the curve, all this stuff that they're
What?
using. All these terms that they're using in
And
order.
all of them are militant.
Yeah, they're all
it will
military
be.
words.
It will
Yeah,
be. That's
yeah.
why
the rollout
Hollywood
is the biggest
so in
one right
this.
now.
It's all military.
Yeah.
So if you know anything about Hollywood, the CIA is like basically seated all throughout there.
Oh, yeah.
So and even our calls, like if you
And
go to the
China.
bathroom, it's called 10-1. If you're getting
Yeah.
spelled off, like we are military as well.
Well, in
We're owned by
the
that.
film industry, actually, the Wranglers they came, and they're called Wranglers, but they came from a military training back in the day, because that was what was best for to bestow discipline upon the workers. So it is very militant. It's very military. Like like back to ones, all this stuff, all these terms that they use. So
makes sense.
so everything is very militant.
Yeah.
And that and the thing about the military, okay, there's a process, and I know we're getting off topic again, but we'll get right into the Bill of Rights versus
Yeah,
the Charter of Rights.
absolutely.
But the process of becoming a soldier, right? Because technically we are a soldier to this country.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Whether you were born here, whether you came here, whether you were immigrated here, once you sign that contract and you say you pledge your allegiance to the Queen and to the country and all that, you become a soldier. But what they are doing right now is that they're putting you through all this like militant drills, right? The 14-day quarantine where you can't see nobody, isolation, right? Embarrassment.
Yep.
They want you to feel embarrassed. Why? Yeah, exactly.
This
Be
is
quiet. Don't
shamed.
speak if you're not speaking to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're shaming you. Why? Because they want to see how hard you are. They want to see if they can break you.
Right.
Right? If they can break you, then you're not worth anything for them. Then
Yeah.
you're not a true soldier.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows where this is all going to lead to?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll never go to war in this side of the
already
world.
at war.
We're
But-
at war.
but we
Like I
are-
said,
This is a
We talked
war on
about
the
that.
mind.
That's
quiet
right.
war with
That's right.
silent weapons.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
what this is.
And perhaps it's making us more of addicted to consumerism. Look at all the people that go and they hoard all the products and they go shopping and they
Yeah,
all do
but
this
the thing
crazy
is with
shit.
that
So
is-
I don't know what is the psychological effect that they're trying to impose on us. But it is a war, man.
But,
it is a war.
I mean, look at the Costco scenario and Walmart compared to mom and pop stores, right? I mean, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
In a huge bad way.
Huge bad way.
Like,
yeah.
it makes all the sense what they're doing because there's, 6 big companies that own all the rest of the companies. And if you
That's
have
right.
these lockdowns where they keep working but the mom and pop stop working, then everything that we need, we have to get from them.
That's right.
So they can control everything. What chemicals are being put on our food, what food is released, what time of year, what clothing is released, so like if you can only shop at Walmart the only things that you can get are what Walmart supplies.
Yeah.
The only clothes you can wear are what Walmart supplies. So then
No organic
everybody's
there.
Well, that's the other thing that we noticed too, that like the people that own the corner stores, right?
yeah.
They were able to go down to the States and buy their products and then bring them back. The products that they chose to bring up here and that were allowed up here. They also had distributors that would do the same thing, cross over back and forth. But now what they're doing is they're going to Costco's and buying all the toilet paper, repackaging them, breaking them up in like smaller packages and selling them at their corner stores.
Well,
Yeah.
this is a thing too that's concerning too, because now the farmers as well are getting hit, because I get eggs from farmers, right? The organic type, right? I can't get them anymore.
Yeah, local,
Because of the lockdown, because the municipality crap that's going on.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what they're
so
doing
you
in
can't
India,
travel
too.
from municipality to
and they
municipality. That's the
can't.
other thing too. Like that's coming.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
coming.
Oh yeah, it's happening it's happened in Australia already. There's tons of cops at farmers markets and just blasting the whole thing. Like they just did a walkthrough and took everyone out. Now they're doing it in India, which I've seen a lot of shit on that. Every time on Saturday and Sunday that we are down there protesting or talking the rallies, there's also Indian farmers that are driving by honking at the same time.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
support you, we support
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
because it's all the same thing. It's
That's
all
right.
a global takeover that they're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
There's no separate issues. It's all kind of blanketed under
And
one.
that's what it is. And you know what? That's a key word in all of this. They're blanking up everything. Like
Masking.
blanking, wrapping.
Yeah, they're
like
masking,
yeah,
yeah.
they're doing a blanket wrap on all of us, saying that we all are not responsible and immature. And it's like, why are you treating us like, like these,
Yeah.
like we're children? Not all of us are children. Not all of us are immature. A lot of us will follow and follow protocol and be responsible
But not
about this.
even that.
And stay healthy.
We know how to be healthy.
We know how to be healthy.
I've been 36 years in this body. I know
Yeah.
how to keep myself healthy.
Exactly.
I know how. I know how.
51 people, and I know how.
Right?
Well, let's get into the Bill of Rights versus the Charter of Rights.
Okay.
You got something that you know about this.
Yeah, so I was talking to a lawyer the other day, and he said that the Charter of Rights is just like a suggestion. There is leeway there so that if you go and say, oh, my Charter of Rights says this, the police officer or someone can get in there and say, well, it's just a suggestion. Versus the Bill of Rights is a solid, like, you cannot fight against that Charter of Rights. So there is things in the Charter of Rights that does instantly say that you do not have to, for example, wear a mask if you have a medical issue.
Yeah, that's right. And that applies to the vaccine as well. If you have some allergic reaction to certain ingredients in the vaccine, then you're not. Yeah, you don't have to take it.
Yeah, versus the Bill of Rights. So first off, the Bill of Rights for me, number one, is the most important because I'll just read it to you quick. It is hereby recognized and declared that in Canada there have existed and shall continue to exist without discrimination by reason of race, national origin, color, religion, or sex, the following human rights and fundamental freedoms, namely: A, the right of the individual to life, liberty, security of the person, and enjoyment of property, and the right not to be deprived thereof except by due process of law. That's A. B, the right of the individual to equality before the law and the protection of the law. C, freedom of religion. D, freedom of speech. E, freedom of assembly and association. And F, freedom of the press. This press, this assembly, this speech, all we have freedom. That's the Canadian Bill of Rights right there. So that cannot be disputed. Cannot. So if you're looking at anything and people are trying to shove charter rights in your face, you can say that's good, wonderful, I love that, thank you. But what you really want to concentrate is the Bill of Rights. That can be notarized right there. Yeah,
that's great. That is fantastic. Yeah. And you know what? This Bill of Rights. I mean, it's something that we've defended, something that we all as Canadians have to defend. And if we take a stand at a moment where something is coming at us and attacking us, where they're saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to arrest you, or I'm going to give you a fine for this." No, you can't, because I have this medical condition. I was like, why? Where does it say that you're protected by that? In the Bill of Rights.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
I don't have to disclose that information to you at all.
You don't.
Right. Yeah.
You do not. You do not have to tell them. So do not feel weak, even though someone's being aggressive towards you. But also remember to keep it calm.
Yeah. Don't lose your cool. That's the thing.
No, the worst thing that you can do is lose your cool. The best thing you can do
don't have attitude with
it. Just get that person's or the police officer's name and badge number. Say, okay, thank you, I appreciate you, have a great day, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and then walk out with that person's information. Because with that person's information, then you can go back. Yeah, it's going to be messy, but you guys have to fight, because this is no longer playtime. Playtime is over.
We're at war.
It's serious. But again, don't lose your cool, just be smart about it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what my whole point is. I want people to know their rights, to know that they have confidence in those rights.
That's right.
But be calm about it. And understand, like, this police officer is doing his job so that he can go home and feed his family as well.
That's right.
So he's driven by that.
Yeah.
Just like the same thing when you go to a store or you go shopping for your family, like your intention is to get food for your family. They're also having the same thing. But they have to do their job.
It's a domino effect, because it's up higher and higher and then.
And plus, they don't want to jeopardize their paycheck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to get fired for not, dealing with these fines that they got to put out. You know. And
so people don't even want to be doing this, but they have to, because it is their job.
Of course, yeah. So. So what else do you have for us, Tabitha?
Okay, so I go to the rallies every weekend, and on the weekends they have little pamphlets that get passed out, and this one is just saying it's not just a mask, this is unsafe mask use, increases my respiratory infections, which it does. Doctors and even dentists are coming out saying that the bacterial infections that they're dealing with now in the lungs and the mouth are on the rise, people. So don't be fooled. This is actually causing pain and shit happening. Okay, mental health impacts overlooked. So that's what I was saying. I don't suffer from anxiety because of my working out field, I'll say, but when I had to wear that and go through all of those protocols, I definitely had anxiety attacks. And I even called my agent on my first day and he said, "You sounded crazy." And it was just like, yeah, I felt crazy. There's things I had to do I'd never have to do before that I didn't believe in. It's just like, no, man. So anyways, bullying and shaming. I'm in the store, a health food store, and I didn't have my mask on because I also have a little card that says I'm exempt from wearing a mask, which you can get at the rallies. And she looks at me, she doesn't even work there. She looks at me with a very stern look on her eyes because I couldn't see her face because she was covered. And she goes, "You should wear your mask." And I didn't get out of sorts because I understand that these people are just sort of programmed. So I just put my card slowly up to her face and she read it and went pissed off. And then next started to talk to a grocer and, I'm pissed off. And I was just like, okay, I understand. She's upset because she's wearing the mask. She doesn't understand. She didn't have enough oxygen going to her brain. I get it. But I'm just going to walk away. If she pushed me, I would then get her name because you can also charge people, pedestrians, who are trying to make you wear a mask because it's against your rights. Anyway, so she was bullying and shaming. There's impaired social development. Absolutely. Think about your children. There's it poses public safety risks and causes headaches and dizziness. If y'all are wondering why you have headaches and dizziness, take off the mask. So I am exempt from a local regulation mandate face mask usage. Wearing a face mask is detrimental to my health. Yes, it is. Don't even fool yourself. Provincial and municipal legislations do not require employees or members of the public to provide proof of any exemptions. Some exemptions include, but are not limited to, mental health, PTSD, autism, anxiety, depression, etc. Physical health, COPD, asthma, difficulty breathing, headaches, etc. Human rights code, religion, creed, disability, etc. Violations of the bylaw can be reported to your local bylaw officer or go to the Justice of Peace at any courtyard. Courthouse.
Courthouse, not courtyard. Courtyard is where you have your cigarettes.
Hey! Don't smoke either.
Don't smoke, yes.
Violations of disability rights under the Canadian Human Rights Act or Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms can be reported to your Provincial Human Rights Tribunal. And you can visit hugsovermasks.ca, hugsovermasks.ca for all of this information.
That is fantastic. That is awesome. Great. Awesome. Nice.
Yay!
You know, I mean, it's not about us fighting against what is being imposed on us. It's about adapting to the so-called new norm, right? And we all are different. So what we have on this card is that, you know, it explains how certain people can adapt to certain situations. And also when we're confronted by people that are actually taking this to the next level where they're just filled with anxiety, they're angry about things, you know, because there's people out there that are a little bit nuts, and then you know, and then you gotta deal with those kind of people. So
yeah,
you know, it's something that you can use as you know, to diffuse a situation,
absolutely,
to explain, and also to watch out for your health, because you made a point about asthma.
Yeah.
And I'm a mild asthmatic myself, and my asthma is triggered by allergic reactions. But what I've noticed is that, for example, we were on set one day and we had to walk up these steps and come down these steps, and you know, we did it a few times, right, for the takes. Mm-hmm. But during the takes, I mean, during the times that they weren't filming, we had to wear the mask and go down and go up, right?
Yeah.
I was short-breathed. Like, I was like, I didn't get enough oxygen doing this. And then I felt like my asthma was triggered.
Yeah.
Because I'm breathing in my own air. And I'm like, and then I had another buddy of mine that he's asthmatic as well. And he was like, he literally had to lean over and was like, I can't breathe. And I go, bro, take off your mask. He's like, but I'm not allowed. I go, bro, there's nobody else here.
Yeah.
It's me and you. Just take it off, bro, and breathe. Get some fresh air. So it comes down to the people, comes down to us. Okay, you know what I mean?
My question is, what's the difference when you're doing that scene and you're portraying that scene that was about to be shot, and you had to wear a mask, and then you didn't? What is the purpose?
Well, we didn't have to. We took off the masks because they were shooting. They were filming us. But between the shots, we had to wear the mask.
But who was around you, so you'd have to wear the mask?
Yeah, and what
makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense because literally we can have the mask off the whole time.
It's contradicting.
We can have the mask off the whole time. Yes, I okay. Put it on while you're at holding with the rest of the people and blah blah blah. That's fine. But what they're afraid of is that when you're breathing or doing something where you're running in a closed environment and there's the crew members around you, your pellets are going to fly out.
But isn't that the scene? That's what I'm saying. Isn't that the scene? There's going to be crew members there anyway when they're shooting.
Yeah.
So the scene's going to be that, what you're doing.
Yeah.
It makes
no sense. And it's just a protocol. So we got about a minute here left, but we're going to continue this. We're gonna continue because this is getting exciting. Yeah. You know, and we're gonna get more into this. Okay. We'll be right back.
We're not done. We're not.